My name is Brandon Glasgow. I'm a singer-songwriter originally from Littleton, Colorado, now living in New York City. I'm going to talk about how I write some songs. So today I'm going to talk about a song I've been working on for a while. It's called Bad All Over. But first I want to talk about my general approach to songwriting. My general approach doesn't typically follow a very strict order in the sense that sometimes I may start with a melody or a chord progression and then come up with the lyrics later, or other times I'll come up with the lyrics first and then add the melody as I see fit. There's been very few instances where the melody and the lyric have come to me at the same time, so usually it's one or the other. So in terms of lyrics, I always carry pen and pencil with me at all times.
I tend to follow the advice of the late great comedian George Carlin, who said to write everything down. So it might seem like a simple thing, but it's really important to start writing as soon as you get an idea. I've had many instances where I think of a really cool line, but I waited until I got home to write it down, and by the time I got there I forgot it. So I always try to be prepared.
My lyrics tend to be either very personal, talking about experiences or emotions that I've had, or they either tend to set up a story. I'm a sucker for a good story, so I would like to have some of my songs have that same story-like quality to them, where when you're listening to the melodies and listening to the lyrics, you can really get into the song and you can imagine what the characters in it are going through.
If you listen to songs with great storylines like those by Bruce Springsteen or Bob Dylan or Elvis Costello, you'll really understand what I'm talking about.
In terms of melodies, these usually either come to me randomly or while messing around on my guitar. I do most of my composing on my Martin DX1. I love this guitar, and it's kind of been through hell and back at times, but it's got a beautiful sound to it.
Before coming to NYU, where I'm studying now for music technology, I never had any formal music training. Everything I learned I've taught myself, including the guitar.
So maybe I'll play along with a song that I like, and then I'll change a chord, and then maybe that'll cause me to change another chord, and then pretty soon I'll be off and running. It's very difficult to explain because it happens so sporadically. There'll be times when I'll try to record a song, but the creative juices just aren't flowing. No matter how hard I try, I won't be able to write anything down. And then there'll be other times when I might just get 3 songs done in one day. So it all depends. It's very cool, but it's also incredibly frustrating.
For Bad All Over, I believe I started with the lyrics first. I wrote this song in early 2009, I think. I was living in San Francisco, and this was right when the whole bank failure thing was going on. I kept reading in the paper and online about how everything was going bad and people were losing their jobs and the stock market was tanking, and it just seemed that everyone was struggling. It really did seem to affect everyone. I mean, my mom got laid off. A good buddy of mine still has trouble finding work. There seemed to be nobody that was immune from the effects. So I took this idea about struggle during hard times and tried to work it into a song. It starts with this idea of a kid going into the army because maybe he can't afford college and thinks this is the only way he's going to get ahead in life, and then he ends up in a VA hospital in a coma. Comes back to general society with the line, "The economy's slumping and it won't get much better. Better hold on to those shoes, hold on to that old sweater." I wanted to show that the mindset of the average American was changing. You might not know where or even if you're going to get that next paycheck, so you better keep hold of what you have. You really had to start worrying about the future. I also talk about the bank failures with the real sarcastic line of, "Can't rob a bank because they ain't got no money. If I weren't so pissed off, I might think this was funny." It was just ridiculous what was going on, but it was also really scary with all that uncertainty.
So melodically, all I was doing was playing around with an E minor, G, D chord progression. Nothing really fancy while I was reading the lyrics. I had to make some adjustments with the melody and the lyrics as it went along, but overall the song came together really well.
I recorded my simple demo into Sony Acid, which I've used for many years, and added some bass, electric guitar, background vocals, percussion to fill the song out. I played with the vocal in the beginning to give it that old-timey AM radio sound, sort of a Depression-era song. Yeah, if you haven't figured it out by now, this song is a real happy, joy, pick-me-up song.
Anyway, here's a brief sample of the finished song. The song should be on my next album, which I hope to release in the next few months.
You can check out some of my past recordings on iTunes or preview them on my webpage, including the full version of Bad All Over. Thanks for watching.
Johnny signed up for the army, he just wanted free education, but he never expected killing of the comets. So like occupation, with the night spent in the desert, no, they never could help him sleep. Now he's stuck in a VA hospital, forever counting sheep. Yeah. Oh yeah.